Can you imagine a single dream born over 150 years ago? A dream not just about building a business, but about building an entire nation. Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. The absolutely incredible 150-year story of the Tata Group.
We're going to explore how this one family's vision got so woven into the very fabric of India's destiny, creating an empire that, didn't just make money, but actually won the hearts and the loyalty of millions of people. So, the big question is how? How did they pull this off? Well, it all kicks off with one man and an idea that was, for his time, completely radical. All right, let's meet the man himself, Jamshedji Tata, the founder. Now, this guy, born way back in 1839, he was so much more than just a cotton trader. He had this core belief, this conviction, that for India to really be independent, it needed to stand on its own 2 feet economically. And his first big test of that idea? It was a textile mill. And this is where you really start to see his genius shine. So, at his Empress Mill, he had a huge problem. Workers just weren't showing up, morale was in the gutter. But his solution? It wasn't to crack the whip, it was pure innovation. Get this, he brought in pension funds, medical insurance for his workers. This was decades before most Western countries even thought of doing this. By valuing his people, he didn't just solve a problem, he completely turned the business around. But Jamshedji's vision, it was so much bigger than just textiles. He had these 3 epic nation-building dreams. First, he knew India needed its own steel plant. Steel is literally the backbone of a modern country, right? Second, he dreamed of a world-class hotel, the Taj Mahal, to put Bombay on the global map. And third, a premier science institute to spark a new generation of Indian innovators. The tragedy, though, is that he wouldn't live to see them all completed. So that massive, monumental task, it fell to his son, Jamshedji Tata. Can you imagine the pressure? He had to take his father's incredible blueprint and actually build it, turning it into a reality. And boy, did he deliver. Jamshedji just systematically knocked them out, one by one. The Indian Institute of Science? Check, 1909. The hydroelectric plant, which we now know as Tata Power? Check, 1911. And producing the very first steel ingot? Check, 1912. He was truly the executor of his father's grand vision. That steel plant really captured the national mood at the time. This wasn't just some corporate project. No, this was a national project. It was powered by the Swadeshi movement, that passionate drive for Indian self-reliance. Think about it. 8,000 regular people, ordinary Indians, put their own savings into this, and it paid off. The plant was absolutely crucial, even supplying steel for Britain in World War I. And the town that grew around it? It was named Jamshedpur, in honor of the founder. Okay, so after Jamshedji, the story takes another turn. A new era kicks off with J.R.D. Tata, who takes the chairman's seat in 1938. Now, J.R.D., he was a total visionary, obsessed with modern technology, and his biggest passion? Aviation. He was literally about to take the Tata Group to the skies. And for J.R.D., flying wasn't just business, it was deeply personal. He was India's first licensed commercial pilot, so of course he founded Tata Aviation, which grew into the legendary Air India, famous all over the world for its incredible service. But then, a huge setback. In 1953, the Indian government nationalized the airline. It was a crushing blow. But even after that, J.R.D. stayed on as chairman for over 50 years, growing the group into a giant. So, you might be asking, what exactly is nationalization? Well, it's pretty simple. It's when the government just takes control of a private company. The logic behind it was that certain key industries should be run for public service, not for profit. But for Air India, which J.R.D. had poured his heart and soul into, it was like his baby. This decision was the start of a really sad decline in its service and reputation. But J.R.D., he wasn't the kind of guy to just give up. Not at all. He channeled all that energy into totally new ventures. He looked around, saw a need for an Indian cosmetics brand, and bam, he created Lakme. Then he took a locomotive factory and turned it into Telco, the company that would go on to rule India's trucking industry and, yeah, you guessed it, eventually become the famous Tata Motors. Fast forward to 1991. The baton is passed again, this time to Ratan Tata. And what he inherited was, well, it was huge, but it was also kind of slow and old-fashioned. His mission was crystal clear. Shake things up, modernize the whole group, and turn it into a powerhouse on the world stage. Ratan Tata came in with 2 massive goals. Goal number 1, do something nobody had ever done before. build a car that was 100% completely indigenously Indian. Goal number 2, pivot the entire group towards cutting-edge technology and go on a major global expansion spree.
And this number right here, 1 lakh rupees. This number represents one of his biggest, most ambitious dreams. This was the promised price for the Tata Nano, a car that was meant to get millions of Indian families off their scooters and into something safer, something they could actually afford. I mean, the idea was absolutely revolutionary.
But here's the thing. The Nano became a total paradox. The vision was incredible, but the marketing, it completely backfired. See, in India, a car isn't just transport. It's a huge status symbol. So when they branded it the world's cheapest car, people heard compromise, not affordable. The key lesson here is that the engineering was genius, but they completely missed the mark on understanding what a car means to people.
But where Ratan Tata absolutely crushed it was in taking the group global. He went on this incredible buying spree, making these bold, confident moves. He bought up iconic British brands, Jaguar Land Rover, Tetley Tea, and then this massive European steel giant Chorus. This was basically Tata kicking down the door and announcing to the world, "We're here." And the results of that global strategy? It was nothing short of transformative. Just look at the numbers today. Over half, more than 50% of the Tata Group's revenue comes from outside India. Ratan Tata did it. He took a company that was mostly Indian and turned it into a true global giant.
But honestly, to really get Tata, you have to look past the money, past the balance sheets. There's something deeper at play, a core philosophy that's been their North Star right from the very beginning.
Right from Jamshedji's day, the goal was never just about profit. It was always about community. The group has consistently poured its wealth right back into society, building some of India's best schools, colleges, and hospitals. That's not just a side project, that's the very foundation of their legacy.
In this quote from Ratan Tata, it just perfectly captures their entire 150-year journey. If you want to go far, then take everyone along. It's all about inclusive growth. The belief that real, lasting success isn't about one person winning, it's about lifting everyone up with you, your employees, your customers, the whole nation.
So when you look at the whole story, from Jamshedji's initial dream for a self-reliant India, all the way to the global powerhouse it is today, there's this one golden thread that ties it all together. Every single leader has shared this deep, unwavering commitment to moving the nation forward.
And that really leaves us with a big question to think about, doesn't it? The story of Tata kind of forces us to ask, what is the true purpose of a business? Is it just about the bottom line, or can it be something so much bigger, so much more meaningful than that?